Hey, what is going on, guys? Gamma Veyron here for another video about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and how it can still be saved and be crowned the best Call of Duty of all. So it has a pretty big shoe to fill from all the Call of Duties, not really Ghost, but there's things that it needs to perfect in order to do this. I wrote down a list of things in single player, co-op, and multiplayer, and I feel like it needs to fill all of these things, and if it doesn't, it probably won't live up to all the older Call of Duties that we love. So we can start off with the single player and the co-op, and we'll do multiplayer after. So first off with the campaign. Usually Call of Duty campaigns are pretty good, so there's not too much to feel about that. I feel like they'll do a great job with it. However, a couple things I'd like is around a 10-hour campaign. I don't want like 30, 40, 50, no, that's a little too much for a Call of Duty game. But a nice 10-hour campaign wouldn't hurt. Right now we're averaging about 4 or 5 hours, so doubling that would be perfect. Another thing that they've included, and I want them to keep including, is emotions into the game. So pretty much, say you're playing MW2 and then Shepard pisses you off and you want to kill him and you want to get revenge. That's how I felt when I was playing the game. I was sitting there and the second he did something bad, don't want to spoil too much if you didn't play it, but I really hated the guy, and you should feel emotion when you're playing, whether it's sad, angry, or even happy. You should feel what the character feels. It's just like a movie or reading a book. You want to be immersed in it. Now, I'm not saying sitting there crying on the couch that much, but I want it to be something where you can feel somewhat emotion toward the characters that you like and dislike. Now, the last thing the campaign should have is decisions. Decisions all over. Black Ops 2 tried this, but they didn't really do that well, in my opinion, because there was like 3 decisions and it didn't change anything. For example, it would be something like choose and then your character will wear either a red shirt or a blue shirt. So those types of things don't really matter. I want something where it's about 3 different campaigns linked together with different parts where you could be the villain, you could be a good guy, you know, kind of like new games that have been coming out. There's a bunch of games that I've been hearing about that are having things like this, and I think Call of Duty should incorporate this. Games should have different points where you can be good. So, for example, Infamous, where you have the karma, or Watch Dogs, where you can be a menace, or you can be... But I want it to be much more immersed than that. I want it to be more together, and I want it to have a great story. So, now the co-op. Once again, Zombies was the best rated thing that everyone wanted. However, that can't go in this game because it's not made by Treyarch. So, what I'd like to see is Survival, which was in MW3, but I want it to be 4-player. Because I'm pretty sure in MW3 it was 2-player, and that kind of sucked when you had 4 people who want to play and you have to split up the log. So that would be awesome. Also Spec Ops, but not the Modern Warfare 3 version of Spec Ops. I like the MW2 one. There was multiple missions in that I've played more than 50 times with my friends. MW3 was more like 1, 2, and then, you know, you got kind of bored and you just went back to multiplayer. So Spec Ops Survival, but make it better than it was in MW3 is pretty much what I'm saying. Now we're moving on to multiplayer, and we have a few different categories here, starting off with the guns. So the guns in this game don't look too good in my opinion from what we saw. We saw a bunch of technology wizard kind of guns where you're shooting lasers around, but that could just be the campaign, so I could be wrong about that. But if they incorporate it into multiplayer, I don't think I'm too excited for that. Anyway, what I want the guns to have, for sure I want them to be balanced. Like every COD has some guns where it's balanced, except Ghost, I find there's like 5 guns that everyone uses and the other ones are just left in the dirt. I want it to be where I can use an underrated gun and I can still be first place. Because that's what I would do in MW3 too. There were so many underrated guns, but they were still good guns. And that was what I liked about it. You could win with any gun. Also, just variety in it. I want there to be a few in each category, but they've done that in every COD, so that's nothing to be worried about right now. Moving on to the perks and the lethal. Since these aren't that important, I put them together. And I feel like Ghost did fine with the perks. There was like 40 or 30 different perks that you can choose from. I like how they organized them. Speed, stealth, a bunch of different stuff that were really nice. It was easy to see, and if you wanted to be a stealthy person, you know, you look in that category first, and it was really nice. Also, a huge variety of them would be nice for the lethal and the perks, which every COD has pretty much been doing, so there's nothing to really worry about in that category. Now, the biggest part of multiplayer right now, and the one that Ghost screwed up so bad, maps and kill streaks. Starting off with maps, I want it to be like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, even Black Ops 2. Colorful. Modern Warfare 3 did really bad with this because even if there were color in the map, it felt dull. It always, even if it was, you saw green, it felt like it was gray. And that sounds kind of weird and doesn't really make sense, but if you played Modern Warfare 3, you probably have a somewhat idea of what I'm talking about here. It was really dull and none of the maps were memorable. When you think of Black Ops 1, the first word that pops into your mind is Nuketown. When you think of MW2, you think of Rust. Memorable maps is the biggest thing. Right now in Ghost, if you ask me what's a memorable map, I'll just sit there silently and look at you awkwardly, because there's nothing that really sticks to you. If I had to choose, I'd probably say Sovereign, but it's still not that memorable. It's nothing like playing Nuketown, when you see where every single person in the lobby votes Nuketown and then 0 for the other ones. Whereas here, it's usually split somewhere, and some people don't even vote in Ghost anymore because they don't care. They don't like any of the maps. So I found Ghost didn't do very well with the maps, and I feel like that's a huge part of the game. And the last thing we're going to be talking about are the kill streaks. So kill streaks have been pretty solid in all the CODs. I like how there's more than 3. Personally, I didn't like when there was just 3 in like COD 4 and World at War. But a lot of people like that because it was simple. I like Modern Warfare 2. Once again, I could be a little bit biased because that was the first game I had, but I have a lot of friends who love that game and Black Ops 1. There weren't too many, it wasn't too complicated with the support, you know, it was kill streaks, just kill streaks, that's it. And they weren't bad. If you got a 3 kill streak, you earned those 3 kills, and you earned a kill streak that is worth those 3 kills. One thing that went wrong in Black Ops 1, for example, there were Valkyrie rockets, and they were 7 kills. You would get 7 kills, and then chances are you'd get 1, or I sometimes didn't even get a kill with the Valkyrie rockets. They were that bad. I want it to be where if I get 7 kills, I want to be able to earn multiple kills. If I get a 3 kill streak, I'm not going to earn many. Maybe just a UAV or something. And if I get a 15 kill streak, I want it to be worth maybe 10 more kills. Chopper Gunner in MW2 was the biggest thing. You get 11 kills, and with the Chopper Gunner, you can easily get another 11. That, a lot of people said was OP, but in a way, I liked it. If you're good enough to get an 11 kill streak, you should deserve more kills. That's just so, because right now there's nothing in Ghost that makes me want to get, like, I don't want kill streaks in a way. Of course, it's fun to get them. I pretty much just run specialists now because they're boring. There's no challenge with it. I get them, and then there's no reward with them. I mean, the helicopter at most gets me 2 kills. Maybe not even. Sometimes it just flies around and just chills there. So some kill streaks that I liked were Emergency Airdrop, which was in MW2. The Nuke was amazing in MW2. I don't know why they got rid of that. I really want to see something like that. If not that, maybe the Moab, but I'd much rather than Nuke because you use kill streaks and then you get it. It was a lot better. Also, the Chopper Gunner in MW2, and in Black Ops 1, let's say the Mortar Strike was really good. Stuff like that, where you actually can get kills with it. Like a Lightning Strike in Black Ops 2, stuff like that. Precision Strike, all those were classic ones, and they were so good. And Ghost just wiped them all out to add in a freaking dog. 1 dog. I hated the kill streaks in that game, I hated the maps in that game. Guns. The only thing they did right were perks and lethals, in my opinion. The campaign was pretty good. And the sides sucked. I did not like Extinction at all. So, if Advanced Warfare wants to succeed as a game, I just listed some things that they need to include. Maps, kill streaks, all good ones, perks, lethals. They've been doing pretty good in every COD, so they just need to stick that up, keep it up to the bar. Guns they need to bump up to the bar a lot more than it was in Ghosts. And just a few things in the campaign and the side missions. So if they can do all the things that I just mentioned, this could be the greatest Call of Duty of all time. Anyway guys, that's all I have for today, and see you guys. Peace.